So hey, welcome back for some more Dawn of Djinn. I think it's finally time to do Colosso. We would have done last stream, but that was a tiring stream that I had to cut early for other reasons. Just want to do one final check to make sure I got all my synergy items with me, because the downside of being able to sell and rebuy them, once you go into Colosso, whatever you have on your hand is what you're going to have for the event. So, I mean, you're not screwed because you can never be truly screwed at Colossal, but if you want to do everything as efficiently as possible, you'll probably need to have all your synergy items equipped. And things like the Sprout Clover kind of will make the Colossal puzzling part even easier than before. So we got Dallas, we got Growth, we got Force. I think that's the big one. And we got Chill. Alright. And I don't think we have to worry about forgetting anything else because all of our items get taken away anyways. Let's get this party started! So, Dawn of Djinn Colosso plays out relatively similarly to the Golden Sun's non-modern version of Colosso. Like a lot of features in Dawn of Djinn, there's not really any difference in puzzle layouts or environments. All the adjustments are set in the battles themselves. And don't worry. Oh yeah, I guess because items are also different. It allowed me to come up with some interesting strategies to keep in mind for Colossal. So going out your way for the items may pay off more than it would in your typical Golden Sun adventure. We'll leave it off at that. And some of the weird equipment that we were able to buy up to this point, well, as you may see on stage, their purpose may become clearer soon enough. Oh, that's right. That's default weapon you start out with. I completely forgot about that, because that wasn't something I intended. That's just a fact that I think I changed like the short sword or something to make room for the axe, and that's just a unintentional, but not necessarily. I think it's an unintentional side effect, but you may not be able to guess that. Just, you know what I mean? I kind of wish that Golden Sun modding was a little more advanced, so I could actually mess around with colossal puzzles and that. But when like all that's being done in Lost Age, that's because it's just like, when it comes to features, Lost Age is considered in the community the definitive version, but yeah, it would be fun to mess around with that stuff someday. But at that point, hopefully I'll actually be more confident with making stuff myself, and I could just make my own dream game that probably would have a callback to something like this in one of those installments, one of those days. Oh yeah, maybe I should arrange my gens in a desirable way before getting started. So, I think the most optimal strategy is to have all Venus. However, because we're at the point where we can experiment with tri-elemental classes, I'm kind of tempted to mess around a bit more with that. But Colosso is not terrible, but it is significantly harder than vanilla Colosso. And I'm a little concerned because I typically, not in all playtests, but in a lot of playtests, I normally go through take the Easter egg into the optional dungeon before this point, so there's certain items and abilities that I feel like I would, at the very least, I feel like I would have a few more levels than I do right now. But there may also be a few like items and abilities that would be helpful to have at this point. Yeah, I think I feel pretty good with this Dragoon setup. So we'll put Garrett in for cheering here. Ivan has all the utility items at the moment, so if there's a third slot to do... Oh, well, good thing I gave him the Growth Clover, because I completely forgot the Divine thing was in this room. Let me double check to make sure I'm not thinking of something more obvious. Nope. I have to put Ivan in this one if I want to do growth. Time to get started and just see Dawn of Djinn Colosso in full action. Zoom! This kind of brings me back to the Jenna mod, because I spent a lot of time in this area in particular, like testing to make sure all the sprites were working, because I would like try to go and use move in diagonals and move it from the left, move it from the right, to do a lot of testing to make sure that I had the proper sprites in the when swapping Jenna to Garrett and vice versa. But I'm kind of stalling when I'm stalling quite a bit for a stream that I said I was going to try to keep, that I wanted to keep short. I guess for the sake of myself. Not sure if that was a sentence that was intended to be finished, but here we are. Alright, so this shouldn't be too bad. Everything's set. I've done Colosso quite a few times with all the playtesting, so I'm pretty comfortable with the most optimum setup for having your friends help with the situation. So I should be able to get the majority of items that we need, and I still have plenty of time to get to the end and all. Alright, so push this back down, run back around, pick up this. I think, like, honestly, I did a bit of playtesting to make sure that it's possible to beat these even if you didn't get there. Point being, as long as you get there first, this isn't actually too bad, even with the changes to make them more difficult. If you get there second, especially if you don't have the most, especially if you're not in the base class, God help you. But since first battle, got the oilcloth shield. As you can see, like, I intentionally gave items that would appear in Colosso different secondary effects so we could have a little fun with them. So that's why when there was a random shield in one of the shops that you could buy to give you water resistance. Now I think like this is Colosso is where the item modifications in Dawn of Djinn really shine, because I don't think we've used really used a Holy Fire to its most optimal. But trust me, we're gonna want to save that. We're gonna want to make the most out of it. It's gonna be a lifesaver. So actually, I don't think I've ever used the Dragon Test in playtesting. So if this works as good as I think it does, this might actually be a broken strat. I guess we're gonna find out together. It can't be too bad if he didn't like instantly die and all. So yeah, like they have items to use against us too. I don't think that's completely unusual from Vanilla Golden Sun, but considering the items are different, that does mean we could be in a bit of a trouble. Cause that didn't drop our defense normally. Do I go for another lava shot, or actually that I'm kind of wondering if that was a mistake. Well, I guess if I go for blanket, I'll have my healing back. Plus, I can't imagine he'll be around too much longer. Ooh. Maybe I should have let off with Mika. Ah well, hindsight 2020. As far as I'm concerned, I was gonna say as far as I'm concerned, that gives me plenty of time to build up for a summon. But maybe I just counted my chickens before I hatched a little tiny bit too much. This should be plenty to finish him off though, right? I mean, they do have more health and more attack. Don't mind me if I'm being stingy. You probably don't need to be that stingy with your items, with the nuts in particular in here. But just to be on the safe side, I might try to be a little calm. And you know what would be pretty swell if you went back to sleep? No. I don't remember this fight being this first fight being too hard, but again, typically, I personally feel the most optimal way to handle all these fights is to just have all the Earth Genies and be in the Lord class. But where's the fun in that? And see, that wasn't too bad. I feel like we could get through the other battles with the Lord without reverting to the Lord class. And we could probably find some interesting strats if we did. But we'll have to see how I feel next time around. Like, we didn't get as lucky with stunning as I was hoping. Blanket did kind of come in clutch, though. That's right, because it's built off the randomizer. That's right. I completely forgot that Sprout doesn't exist as a class ability in here. So we would have to use Garrett or the Growth Clover. Which I'm fine with. Like, that's what the Growth Clover is for. You have 4 still, so that should be fine. Oh, I also forgot to rearrange my gens before dumping my party members. So I guess we're going with Dragoon again. I'm feeling Dragoon at least one more time. I might just be lame and go back to using the Lord for the final round. Also because I think at this point we should have a special move that I would love to show off in Colosso anyways. So let's see. Yeah, this is for Frost. So you can go here. And off we go. Move here. Force here. And chill here. Yeah, this part stumped me for a long time just because, like, oh shoot, I was gonna say, like, it took me forever to actually think of, oh, you don't have to move it to a place you can jump, you can move it and then jump to the place you need to go. Because that's the best way I can describe it off the top of my head without reverting it into my deep English language. I mean, nah, that's too much effort. I was going to say, just in case I fall, maybe I will try to go for that. But I could also just get it first try, and not have to worry about that. I got the time to squeeze this item. And again, like, if I can get Holy Fires along the way, I kind of want to stockpile on them for some of these later fights. Got the Earth Meal. I wonder what sort of item he'll use against us. You know, if I got anything to say about it though, we won't even get to that point. Yeah, I guess depending on how Pereros this... Excuse me. Depending on how lucky I get with the statuses, we may not even need to revert to worry about it. Oh, that's right, he used the Vampire Seed because I got here first. Their battle styles do slightly change if you come second in the race instead of first. I think he'll actually like use the Punji Seeds that we got before against us if we end up second, which, considering they're much stronger, can make this fight significantly harder. Do I apply now, or do I think I'll take my chances and go for one more Geyser Crash. I feel like it is possible to stun these guys. Alright. I mean, I got enough synergy to spare for now, so one more doesn't hurt. is, in particular, is why I was holding on to this holy fire. Temptation in me kind of wants to keep hoarding it and see what happens. Let me just... Well, of course you fall asleep. Right. Let me just... I think I'll just use all the Djinnies. Get a nice summon in. Nice. A resistance drop just in time for the summon. And still got a bit to go, but at least I got the defense boost. Well, that was relatively short-lived. Do I go for Plywell right away, or... This is probably an actual good situation to use the nut. Yeah, let's go for Cutting Edge, and if he survives, then I'll use Spa. Yeah, let's start with Spa. And if I need more health, I can just get more health then. You know what? This is why... I'm pretty sure we'll get another Holy Fire later. And this is why I typically stick to the standard Djinn setup. Come on, Blanket, let's strike twice. Or you can just finish it off. I'll admit, I kind of was pushing that a bit closer than I normally do. Again, I think I usually... Playtests, I usually have maybe 1 or 2 more levels. But I think the real reason that almost went sour was because I was getting a little too risky with my classes.